Hey, everybody. Just wanted to take a moment of your time to talk about what's going on in the world currently. Everybody here at the Killustrators are firm supporters of the Black Lives Matter movement. We support all the peaceful protests that are going on, and we hope everybody's staying safe, and we hope everybody's taking care of each other, and hopefully we can push for some real change. We're doing what we can on this side of the pond. We are signal boosting and donating to proper places. I believe Kellan and Jeph also did a fundraising stream, so we're doing what we can. Either way, our thoughts are with the people protesting, and hope everybody stays safe. And just remember, Black Lives mattered yesterday, they matter today, and they will matter tomorrow. Stay safe. Enjoy the episode. Hopefully we can make you smile.
What do you get when a bunch of artists find old books and get drunk on their fantasies for adventure and boxed wine?
The Killustrators.
A Dungeons and Dragons adventure. Last time on the Killustrators.
Very unique mannerisms. They recognize you more and more. They're like, this is all your fault.
Oh.
You brought this on us.
I mean...
You arose corpses. You played with the dark arts. You are kicked out for a reason. It is a damn shame you didn't die in these woods.
My beans are wet. I got wet beans.
Turn around in the direction that they were looking, and you see a giant frilled lizard.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, does it look undead at
Is
all?
it coming towards us?
It looks oddly pearlescent, yes.
Oh.
Is it coming towards us?
It's like pretty much right behind you guys.
Oswalt is going to use a spell that I wish I knew I had during the Ettercat fight,
Oh.
which is called Command Undead.
Black energy comes out, and as it hits the giant frilled lizard, it doesn't quite react. It does exactly the opposite. It just kind of shuts down and becomes a non-issue until you tell it to do something. You guys are now following Doki's lead once again. The point that you guys are at now, you found yourself at this really elevated point. So the only options to really traverse this are to try and climb this really elevated thing to get up to the very top of this plateau, or go across this narrow ravine, or go along the bottom of this really dark, like the lowest point of this ravine. It's basically like a big crack in the earth. As you guys are nearing the end, you start hearing a unsettling thumping noise underneath the ground. 4 gigantic centipedes burst forth from the earth just as you get to the end of the ravine.
Are they pearlescent?
Nope.
Knack is still standing, charging with his fists at his sides. He then extends his body upwards, stretching, and takes a deep breath. When all the air is in his lungs, he then makes a rolling motion with his arms, ending with him extending both of them towards one of the centipedes.
Is he Kamehamehaing one of these things?
Towards the one that's on Art.
Yeah.
And he has one of his hands prepared to snap his fingers. And he snaps his fingers, and everything... There's a massive, bassy crash coming from the sky, and a lightning bolt crashes into the centipede.
So Honey charges up and essentially bites its head off.
Ugh.
Whoa!
Before I forget, Oswalt takes out the hiding cloak and goes, "Bleh," and throws it at Brix.
Yoink.
Why did you go bleh?
Because I don't have any good in-character dialogue. This is Adam going, I should have just given it to Brix as a mechanical thing. Here it is, my party member.
Double cloak.
Kill with it.
If I may
So what does it do?
+4 to hiding.
Ooh.
Yeah.
If I may retcon a thing,
What?
Knack isn't just picking up pieces of the bugs and putting them in his bag.
Why not?
He has a carving knife, and he's separating the chitin from the meat, and it's very noisy. And he just looks up at the party with a big, and just has a big smile on his face.
Oswalt is 100% unfazed by all of this.
What are you doing, dude?
Just let him do his thing. We'll get out of here.
All right.
I mean, eventually.
He's just pulling big chunks of fucking bug carapace off and putting them in his bag.
But high five for the lightning bolt, dude.
It's all slimy.
Ugh. Ugh.
Yeah, maybe you should have waited for that.
Well, I didn't really think about it.
Knack stands up.
Brix's hide is ridiculous now.
What is it?
It's plus 17.
What the fuck? I love it.
Wait, what?
Brix
You're
could
what?
just effectively be invisible.
Now that she has the hide cloak.
Yeah.
It's plus 4.
I'm gonna use it to just sneak up on people and scare them.
Whoa.
Just sneak up on Art all the time and like, bah!
Yeah, Oswald's going to be lying in bed at night, and he's just going to hear, "Thanks for the cloak." Ah!
I really love the idea of Brix scaring characters and them just going,
Doki. She ran off.
Yeah.
Well, not super far.
I mean, not terribly far away, but far enough away to hide from the fight.
Can she tell that the fight is over?
Yeah.
So she's come back to us.
Is she seeing Knack carve up a bunch of bugs?
Yes.
Is she
no.
rock
Is she
hard?
happy with? Is she pretty impressed?
I mean,
it's a pretty resourceful dude.
it'd be the same as if you saw somebody else kill a gorilla in self-defense.
wait, why would that be? Why would it be like that? Why would
That'd
it
be
be
pretty
like
cool,
a,
actually.
like a hunter skinning a deer?
I wouldn't want to see that anyway.
Well, I mean, just
No,
because
but
it's
that's
like
Knack's deal.
they're similar enough to you. They're insects as well, whereas we're also primates, right?
Oh. Dude, if
Yeah. So it's still fucked, but understandable enough.
I want to sneak up on
You know?
Doki and scare her.
All right. roll a hide.
Do I really have to?
No, not really, but do it.
And traditional Thrycreen weapons are
That's
made
a
out of
30.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So I sneak up behind her and I go, bah! And I just flip off the cape and like, bah! Jump out.
Okay. So as she's reapproaching the group,
already nervous.
she's like got her hands up, clasping her
Yeah,
hands together.
Look, I got a new cloak.
give me the
And
fucking
then
cloak
you
back.
do that. She doesn't see you literally at all. She has
Yeah.
no idea that you would ever be near her. She, for all intents and purposes, thinks you disappeared just off the face of the planet. And then you appear doing that. And as you throw off your cloak, she goes,
You're a Five Nights at Freddy's jump scare.
Nice.
and she like recoils and curls into a ball as
Like a
small
little
as she
pill
could possibly be. Yeah. And she's holding up her like shoulder bag to protect her.
Oh my god.
I think she likes the cloak, guys.
And is like quivering.
Brix. Art's gonna Art's gonna go over and do a quick
I put the cloak back on and scoot away.
console her and get her to get up and like, it's okay, it was just Brix. It's fine. It's terrible. Now I can roll. Jesus.
Knack's just like, are you okay?
Anyway, that was like a 35.
Whoa.
Roll.
on
For what?
doing diplomacy.
Roll.
It was like a diplomacy.
Roll
like,
diplomacy also to try and out
The
diplomacy
fuck?
Art.
I don't
You're-
even have any diplomacy. How
Do
can I get a
it.
35?
You're covered in gore.
A nat 20 can
Reflex
do it.
save, maybe.
You're covered-
Jump save, maybe.
You are
No, dude, just try and if you
What?
roll a nat 20, you can
Oh
do
my
it.
god, shut up. Oh, that was good.
What'd you
I
get?
actually do have some in diplomacy.
What'd you get?
I got 20.
All right. Well,
Why'd you play me like that? Like there was hope.
there was
There was
hope.
no
You
hope.
almost rolled a 20.
There's no hope.
You were 2 away. What do you mean mine didn't play? What's the fuck? I didn't do any.
You told me to do that.
Yeah, but I can't control your dice rolls.
I was like, I have a +2 to diplomacy. I can't possibly get a 35.
You had a 1 in 20 chance of succeeding.
5%
I could have beat it
chance.
if I rolled jump.
Just
What were you gonna
crushed
do?
Art.
Jump on Art?
I would counter her diplomacy, her fast diplomacy, with a fast jump.
Just break Art's back.
Jesus.
Just like, wait, check
That
this
was-
out.
If that was
To be fair,
if that was a jump, I would have got a 40.
Well,
It just does.
to be fair,
Art's like, Doki, are you?
all right.
Super hard.
I accept it. So Art goes up very nurturingly, very kindly and sweetly, gently, reaches out and says, Doki, are you okay? Moments later, Knack goes, crashes down.
Hold on.
There's mud and dust everywhere.
Hold on. He's covered in gore.
Yeah, covered in dust and bug goo.
Are you all right?
Says, are you okay?
No, he says, "Are you okay, milady?"
Ugh.
Reaching out, the two of you reaching out, and she doesn't
goes-
know what to do.
No,
She's
he
like,
goes. He dusts his hand off on his pants.
on his dirty pants.
Gets his hand more dirty.
Oswalt leans over to Libra and goes, What the fuck is going on?"
I really wish that I knew, man.
Thanks for the cloak, bud.
You hear from behind you.
I like the idea of Knack countering just any skill with a jump check.
Because he's just trying to impress her
You know what it
somehow.
does? But it's so obnoxious because it doesn't actually like.
do anything.
It's not a legit counter.
No.
It's just I just wedge myself in to like
Yeah.
anything that's happening.
Anyway.
Are you okay? You're just covered in dirt.
Why am I that dirty?
Because you just laid it in the mud! With the force of a meteorite! And you're covered in bug goo!
I'm sorry.
Like, what did you think was gonna happen?
Let's.
Can we go? I don't
know, man. I kind of want to see where this goes.
I mean,
This is pretty good.
I got a lizard. I need to deliver this lizard.
Yeah,
I gotta show people my lizard.
We only have 4 days. Come on, let's go.
4 days. Okay. Alright.
Yeah, Art's gonna kind of just help Doki up.
Alright,
And ignore
cool.
what just happened. And she has to lead us, so like try to get her
Cool.
going.
Alright.
What?
What? Uncool.
What?
Dude.
Uncool how? We need to go. We need to go. I imagine you saying that in Thrycreen, and Art's like, I don't.
Yeah.
We're just trying to.
That goes uncool. And Thrycreen with his hands like out, like what? Why? He just walks.
Yeah, he's just gonna walk. He's just gonna like look at Knack for a minute and like shrug.
Meanwhile,
Just walk out.
Doki has taken the lead again. She's still holding up her shoulder bag in front of her to like protect her.
The most terrifying part of this entire counter for her was us.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
because she trusted you, and then
We
you
were-
scared her.
Roll a 16 to figure out where the fuck Brix is.
Okay, we can make it up.
What do I counter for that?
I assume
Hide.
you're hide, so I'm not gonna find you. I have a plus 17.
You have made me immediately regret my fucking decision.
That's a 26.
What the fuck? We can't just leave without her.
No.
All right, I'm
I'm
gonna
just gonna
roll. I'm
assume
gonna
that
roll
she's here.
a cert or a spot and a for Libra and Doki.
We don't know that. She could have been carried off by a bird.
Well, that's her fault for hiding.
Neither of them have any clue that you were
Brix
even
is
there.
right
to begin
behind Libra and Oswalt. She's there.
with. Yeah, but the cloak is enchanted. It makes you harder to see in general.
Even when you're not rolling.
Yeah.
You could technically put it on when you want the bonus so that you can, which is just all the time.
I mean, like, I imagine her's just back there and she's like, wah, wah.
Put it on.
Dracula-ing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, she basically just has a nat 20.
Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just never gonna see Brix again.
I'm a sneaky beach. Normally, the way she wears her cloak is sort of thrown back.
Yeah, like
So-
realistically, I think it would probably work just like if you were wearing it all over yourself, it would function.
Give me the
like
cloak
that,
back.
right?
No.
If you were wearing it just like as a cape, it would just do whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe someone from behind who didn't know that you were there would have trouble spotting you initially, but it wouldn't function fully.
Yeah,
But,
exactly.
Like, yeah,
The only time.
realistically, yeah, if you had your hood up and the cloak over you, then it would.
Yeah.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
you'd be hiding. Yeah.
Exactly. But
Yeah.
like I said, she usually wears it all back more like a cape. So.
Yeah. So, but it's really funny to think about the fact that the party would never see you again.
If you chose to, you could just
Yeah.
be gone, and we'd
It's
never.
true.
No one would ever know.
All your shinies are not safe anymore.
I can't
Oh my
believe
God.
we've done this.
I did not think this through.
You know what? This is probably
You guys-
the reason why Brix didn't have it in the first place.
Probably.
You
you
guys
thought
can't
about
defend
this.
against her sleight of hand anymore.
Oh.
But isn't that different from hide? But I guess if I'm hidden.
But like, yeah, if,
If you're hidden, your sleight
then
of hand
no
is-
one would ever even know that you were doing anything.
This is true.
Dude!
Nice.
Fuck. What have I done?
So we're heading back to town.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
To town for the first time.
For the first time.
Like I said, let me know when we're getting closer.
All right, did you see my cloak? All right. I got a cloak. Did you see the cloak? It's pretty cool.
Brix, I
Wow.
you.
Yeah, it's very fine elven craftsmanship. I feel a little upset to have been a part of this at all.
Well, it's
Yeah.
really funny to think that the cloak has shrunk down to
Yeah.
the size of a cat.
It would look so delicate.
Oh,
Just
it
little
looks
like
so
with the little
small.
filigree.
Yeah, because it's enchanted, so it would like be.
Yeah, it would be so cute.
And then
It'd
just
shrink down to like
covered
a
in cat
fourth of
hair.
the size
Oh.
it originally was.
Immediately covered in cat hair.
As you guys are traveling along, it starts to get a little bit dark. But before the sun goes down fully, you start to see a significant amount of torchlight in the distance. And it is the city of Dakrai. And as it comes into view, Mercy, the albino raven of Scarlet's, flies off ahead of you, approaching the city. And as you guys are getting closer, you encounter the guards, which are standing at a big grand door and a huge wall of vertically aligned logs that encloses the entire city.
All right. I think
Yeah.
we're close to the city. I think that's your cue.
Yeah.
Knack has his hands on his cheeks. He says, "My people."
Oh.
So, Doki, I'm gonna need you to let them know about our lizard friend so that they don't attack it, or me once they see it.
I think I can do that.
Yeah. Also, he's gonna be pretty docile for the next 3 days, but they're gonna need to
Contain him.
contain him because after 4 days, he ain't gonna listen to me no more, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna want to do a murder. So, got to make sure that people are safe from him.
Just a few days? I thought you had it tamed.
No, just for 4 days.
Oh,
You guys have a cage? You have a cage? Big cage?
I'm sure we can figure something out.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right, so you guys all kind of hang back for a little bit as Doki approaches the guards. The guards at first look extremely apprehensive and are eyeing you guys as she's talking to them. As the conversation progresses, though, they look significantly more relieved, and they are they're in the end willing to let you by. And you are not only allowed in, but invited warmly in her company.
Oh.
Yay.
We're
So nice.
heroes.
We just walk in with a giant undead lizard.
They're less cool about that.
Yeah.
But overall, they're very inviting.
Okay, good.
Yeah. They're like, that's weird, but you know what? Doki says you're alright, so you know what?
Does Doki, is she bringing us to a place that can use this thing?
Yeah, like she was sent out by the dockmaster, which
Okay.
is essentially like the mayor of the city,
Gotcha.
to go and track one of these things down with a team to capture one and figure out what was wrong with it, to try and fix it so that they could figure out whether or not they could send out boats again. So, as you guys are entering the walls of the city, the buildings therein are all wooden with curved dome-like roofs. All of these structures are raised buildings, looking like they've all been put on stilts, and all connected by like a quote-unquote roadway that looks just like a big-ass boardwalk or a big dock.
Neat.
So the paths connecting them are wooden boardwalks. So there are most of that is all raised. Some of it connects into the solid ground.
Is there a lot of flooding that happens here? Is that why it's all raised up, or?
Kind of, yeah.
Okay, cool.
It's just a very moist area. It's right by the water. It's
Right.
also just,
Is the
swampland.
water like the ocean?
Yeah.
Or like a lake? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
So all of the boardwalks and all the quote-unquote streets and everything merge seamlessly with the docks and the harbor. The harbor appears to be the city center, with the largest concentration of buildings being around the water. Strangely, though, the docks look to be largely empty at the moment, with only the occasional individual wandering about, which lines up with what Doki was saying, with all the ship ferrying being closed off while everything is being sorted out. Towards the south of the city, in the middle of a large bridge, is the only building in the city that is over 2 stories tall. The sides of the building are adorned with statues of Thri-kreen, presumably of great figures throughout their history, just based on the placement of it and how much attention has been built into the architecture of this building. You can assume that it's probably the City Hall, and if not City Hall, someplace that's equally as important to them. Just outside of City Hall, on the water, is a ship acting like a sort of grand ornament. Its size, shape, and general structure of the ship is noticeably different from the rest that are currently tied up at the rest of the docks, though still obviously Thri-kreen made. And the atmosphere of the city as a whole is kind of glum, although not outright like an air of despair or anything, and feels like people are just kind of stuck. Like they feel kind of like, the fuck do we do?
Yeah.
If we can't sail, what do we do?
Yeah, I was gonna say they seem like a bit of a like nomadic people who would be in boats
Yeah.
and around. So
They're really good at building things, and they're very good seafaring people. So without being able to do either of those things, they're just kind of milling about. Like, what do they do? Like, normally a lot of their trade, especially in the city, is commissioned from other places, like overseas. So, not being able to do that, they don't have any money coming in, and they also just don't have anything to do.
Yeah. Knack is paralyzed in the gateway, right in the middle of the doorway that we use to come into the village.
Yeah.
And he has a mix of emotion on his face, and he's just all choked up and can't move.
He doesn't spend a lot of time around other Thri-kreens, right?
He's never been around other Thri-kreens. The first
Yeah.
other Thri-kreens he's ever seen other than his parents were the ones that we met on the boat that one time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, wow. Okay.
So right now he has only read of places like this in books, and so he's just stuck. He can't move. He's just stuck in the door in the gateway right now, just taken aback by everything, and he's just really choked up and doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, so the city is laid out as such. So you guys entered around this point in the northwestern part of the city, and the city hall is this rounder part south of where you guys came in. A lot of the city is just over the water.
Art's gonna put a hand on Knack's shoulder as he notices him stop at the doorway.
Knack jumps a little bit under your hand and puts one of his hands on your hand and looks at you. He just looks like he just was somewhere else.
Oh.
And he takes his hand away, and
I'm okay.
Yeah?
I'm okay.
he nods, and you see a little single tear like run down his cheek, and he just wipes it away with his elbow and walks forward ahead of you.
Oh.
Yeah, but has an authority met us there yet? Because
We
I'm
have
sure.
a thing.
Yeah, I'm sure the locals.
guards have seen you and let you in, they don't necessarily trust you guys,
No,
but
I
they
know.
let you in because of Doki.
Yes.
You haven't met any major authorities.
But I'm
or anything.
assuming Doki's trying to get something set up because we walked in with a giant undead lizard.
Yes.
Yeah, we want to build a cage stat, and then I will be able to sleep soundly.
I was about to get to the giant lizard thing, actually.
Okay,
Oh.
good. Go.
Because you guys didn't say anything about it outright.
Oh, I assumed Doki was going to let them know.
They're still kind of on edge. So as you
Yeah.
guys step into past the walls, and the giant lizard is a little bit behind you, the gates very quickly close, and the guards are like at the ready.
Oh,
There's like little windows, roughly eye level.
Okay.
I guess not for you. But
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm opening one of those little slits and knocking frantically. We actually don't hurt that. Don't hurt it.
What?
If you don't hurt it, if you don't attack it, it won't attack you.
Yeah.
It's under the thrall of a spell, and we need to contain it so that Doki's research team can take a look at it.
Yes. I have this situation under control for the next 3 days. So if you could not harm it, that would be great. If you harm it, I will lose control of the situation. Just please don't.
Whoever's in charge of the spell, come out now.
And they open the gate a tiny bit, enough for you to walk through pretty comfortably.
Okay.
They're just like,
I do that.
okay.
Oswalt does that.
Both of the guards have their axes
Mm-hmm.
in hand, ready to fight this thing, but they're standing back a little bit and waiting for you to like approach it to make sure that.
All kosher.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I approach.
Okay. Do you do anything to it?
Yeah. So they basically want to see that it's under control.
Yeah.
All right. So I approach and I go, proof that it will do us no harm, and I'm currently in charge of it. I make it do a little dance.
Does the running man?
Yeah.
Looks good to me.
Those things don't do that on their own.
No. They don't.
No, they don't.
They do not.
They do bite though on their own, but not when I'm
That
in
they
charge.
do.
Yeah.
And you hear from inside,
And they kick pretty hard, too.
Well, that doesn't sound good. But if you've got it under control, then come inside.
We will.
Keep it under control, though.
I have it under control for the next 3 days as long as nobody attacks it, and I don't die.
Well,
So
hopefully you don't die.
cool.
All right, got my eye on you, though. So,
I'll be right here. And Oswalt waves.
He just kind of he motions and points at his eyes and points at you.
Oswalt smiles and nods.
Okay. You walk back into the city. Gate closes behind you again.
Mm-hmm.
Yada yada yada.
Do we have a big undead lizard with us now, or
Oh,
is
yeah.
it still okay?
do we have to stable that? Or
Yeah,
like,
really want to put that somewhere. 110% want to put that somewhere.
All right.
Why is
Reminding you again, you guys are tired as shit and hungry.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
I am tired of shit and hungry, but really am not going to be able to like rest or do it. You know, like I think I've established that Art is a pretty anxious boy. He's not going to have a moment of peace until this situation is taken care of. We are in a city. If someone fucking like pokes it with a little knife, we don't know if that's gonna, trigger it to go
I feel
up.
like it
So,
probably would.
It would.
If
Yeah.
you injure it at all. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's just like, cool, we are now in a place that is very secure with a lot of people who already seem like they're having a bad time.
I'm sure you guys can figure out a solution to keep this thing.
I think we should take it to the dock and be like, do you guys have a partially built hull or something
Well,
that we can just overturn onto this
dock-
thing?
We asked
Yeah.
Doki if
Yeah.
she knows where we should keep it.
we can
Doki is
ask Doki, yeah.
supposedly getting things taken care of. Mm-hmm. So do we go find her? Maybe.
No, Doki's still
She's with us. She's with us, yeah.
Just fuck off. I don't.
Yeah, she's like,
I'll see you guys later.
Well, no, I thought she was.
You get back here, you fuckers.
Let's just ask Doki, or maybe Knack should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He absolutely should.
Mac on that shit, baby boy.
Knack turns to Doki and says, "So,
Doki yawns, first of all.
Oh, poor
same, but
The whole party yawns.
Is there a
as
place-
result.
fuck off.
oh fuck, oh, god damn it, we're all
Very invasive.
yeah. Ah, thanks.
Sorry.
You make me actually yawn.
So what do we do about this thing?" And Knack gestures to the large undead lizard creature.
Well, the original team I went out with, we all had these, they had a series of shackles and things that we were meant to put on it, but this seems to have worked out a little bit easier.
Only for 3 days.
Yes, but the idea is that we would put them in the shackles, and then we would take it and, kind of, put the stakes down in the shackles to keep it secure near City Hall, where we have most of our
Okay.
guards and stuff stationed, right?
Well, how about this? Why don't we go do that and take care of that? Inspect those shackles and make sure that they can hold this thing. And then, how about we all go out for dinner?
That sounds great, honestly. That sounds fantastic. God, I'm hungry.
Knack turns, and even though he knows you can't understand anything they've been saying, he just throws up two thumbs up. He's very excited.
Art
Cool, man.
kind of, yeah, thumbs up, a weak thumbs up. Okay.
So what's the plan exactly?
Yeah,
We're
what's,
gonna take the creature to the research center and shackle it. And then we should be good
okay.
for now.
Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
Let's do the thing that Doki suggested.
Okay.
I just want to say real quick, on our way over to the city hall, Brix is just like looking up at the stars and just pointing at them, just
Okay. Different. All right.
because she's used to seeing different stars in her head.
Oh, yes.
Oh.
Very good.
Very good.
That one should be over there.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
That's stupid. It's not right at all.
Yeah.
That looks dumb. They should Who organized this? This is terrible.
Oh, Brix.
We get it.
Knack says to Doki, "I'm very excited to see your research lab."
I mean, it's sort of like an impromptu lab. It's not much of a lab, but it's got, you know, everything you need. It's got a decent library. It's got all the equipment you need.
I'm sure it's great.
Fine. It's not much, but whatever.
Let's go. I'm stoked.
Okay, you guys are on your way, trudging through the dark-ass city at night with a big-ass lizard.
Yeah.
Are the streets illuminated with like street lights or anything?
I mean,
or-
they got, like, torches and stuff. They don't have electricity the same way that
Yeah.
Right,
Castell
okay.
does.
So I'm assuming guards are with us as well.
The guards are stationed around City Hall at the moment and outside the gates.
So
Right now, you guys are unaccompanied and in the dark.
all right. Well, as we're walking, Oswalt is explaining to Doki how to kill these things. Well, no, because we fought the spiders,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
ettercaps. So it's important because we had to figure it out.
Yeah.
That's true.
they have
yeah.
to burn them.
Yeah, they need to be burnt. That's the only thing that'll kill them
Yeah.
permanently. So Oswalt is explaining to Doki how to kill this thing.
Knack casts light on his finger
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
so that we can see.
Okay.
I mean, pretty much everyone can except for Oswalt. But I guess
Stop
it's very,
bringing it up.
I guess it's very
I gave
important that he
Oswalt-
does see, though.
Yeah.
I gave Oswald an ever-burning torch. He just doesn't use it.
You guys are on your way to City Hall. Doki is leading the way. It's not like it's hard to find it because you can see the building over all other buildings.
It's the big one.
Yeah, it's the only big one.
Yeah.
There's like 3 other buildings that are taller than the rest, but none of those are over 2 stories tall. This is the only one, and it's 4 stories tall.
Wow. Fancy.
Yeah.
Very tall.
Knack takes note of the statues of all the prominent Thri-Kreen figures, and he wants to know more about them.
Yeah.
So he's going to tuck that thought in his back pocket. Knack wants to know more about his people.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, as you guys approach City Hall, a couple of the guards stop you. But shortly thereafter, some other Thri-kreen kind of like push past them and run up and kind of and hug Doki. They're like, "Oh my god." Well, I guess Knack would be the only one who understands this, but they're like, "Oh my god, we thought you were dead."
So it's the rest for research.
Yeah, they have like a little emotional moment of reuniting. Even though it's only been like 2 or 3 days, still,
she was out in the wilderness and there was scary shit going on in there.
yeah. And they were out in the wilderness because there was scary shit going on. So, yeah.
Don't worry, she found us.
The winking?
Wink, wink. I'm winking at Jeph, yes.
But why? I'm scared now.
No, because
No,
he's trying to endear himself to her friends.
But
He's
did
trying
you
to
do that
smash.
to your to the?
you know what?
Sure. Don't worry, guys.
Oh, that's what I thought you were doing.
Yeah, that's why I was
Okay,
confused.
yeah.
Found
Yeah.
us.
Wink, 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 wink.
And they're like, hello?
Hi, we're from the guild.
Hey. What's going on, man? What?
If you're looking at me for help, I think ours
All
gonna
we've
be-
heard is like, wah, 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 wah.
Yeah. If you
Well,
were
yeah, this
in
is all happening in
character-
Thri-kreen.
If you're
Yeah.
in character
We're here-
looking at me, Art's gonna be like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
And-
Okay, no. We're here to help out with the undead problem you guys have.
Yeah? And then they see the frilled lizard that you've got, like, in tow. And one of them is like...
Don't worry, it's under control.
For 3 days.
Our friend Oswalt has that
Oh my god! How? What?
magic.
What do you mean?
For 3 days.
Not super long.
No,
What?
but if we can assist in containing it in any way, we will.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, 1 second, and he, like, runs off.
Thank God. Finally, someone's doing something about this.
He runs into the building. Wait a little bit. And then...
Lord.
You don't have to make us wait IRL.
No. And then, like, a few minutes later, you hear a little bit of clamoring, and the door swings back open, and he's got all 4 of his arms filled with, like, chains and shackles.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay.
Will this help? Is this good?
Yeah. Let's set this up, and yeah, let's do it.
Meanwhile, everybody else is standing around like,
Okay, so
what?
I mean, I think
I think we should.
I think I can catch the gist of what's happening now.
Yeah.
At the point where the shackles have arrived.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Sure. It's for
I
the
don't know how
lizard,
to
right?
Describe that motion.
Pinky and
bra.
thumb handshake.
Knack looks back at yeah. Knack
Hang
looks
loose,
back
yeah.
at the party and does the pinky and thumb shake.
Let's go.
It's like, okay.
Man, Knack, you
Sick.
are not the same.
So
No.
So
Very excited.
where would you like the lizard?
Well, nobody's really going near the docks right now on account of, we're not sailing out anywhere, so it's probably somewhere right around there, right? That makes sense to me.
All right.
Yeah.
well,
Not a lot of
Oh, well.
foot traffic. We can tie them down easy. There's the posts and shit.
Are we talking in common now?
No, that's still the... Well, I guess
Oswalt
so.
They're talking to me.
Oh God.
Sorry. So we can tie him down on one of the docks.
Yeah, we'll tie him down.
So you don't go super far. Like, you don't go north to where all the main docks are. You kind of just hang near the city hall, but you go a little bit further out onto the dock near that really ornate fancy ship.
Wow.
That kind of looks different. You start putting the shackle around his neck. The lizard's just kind of hanging
Lets it
out.
happen. And a little bow on top.
All right, so you chain this motherfucker down.
Cool.
Cool.
Are we satisfied?
Can I mean, should
Do you
I
guys
roll
wanna-
research really? But I'm good.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us are like knowledgeable in any of this, but
No, I'm just gonna roll for hey.
Oswalt maybe.
How's it look? Is it search? Is that a good?
Yeah, I think so. You're like inspecting. Yeah, you're like actively. Okay.
Thank God. 23.
Whoa, damn, that's pretty good. All right, so after it's all chained up, it's got one big shackle around its neck, and it's got a shackle around each of its limbs, and it's tied down around the dock, so the chains are kind of going down beneath the dock and are tied up underneath there. So it's like really tied down. It's still like in standing position more or less, but it can't really move around.
Can we get one around like its little?
Give him a muzzle?
Like a muzzle or something.
Sure. Do you guys have any rope?
I have rope. I'm going to tie it around his face.
Okay.
Can we name him Grimbo?
So it's not like the most amazing
Average
knot
roll.
work in the world, but it definitely works.
Cool. Party vote. Can we name him Grimbo?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. It's
not
easier to
your friend.
It's easier to refer to it than the zombie lizard, the scully lizard.
Say the lizard.
Just say Grimbo.
Okay, fine, Grimbo.
His
Whatever.
name is Grimbo now.
Well, I will also say, if we're talking about him in the city, I think, I would be a fan of being able to talk about it in a way that
Isn't
didn't
terrifying.
necessarily tell people that there's a giant undead frilled lizard down
Silk ribbon and turtle mask. We've officially personified this thing. His name is Grimbo. Thank you, DM.
All right, fine. He's Grimbo.
Just for posterity's sake, after they're done securing Grimbo, Oswalt explains to everybody nearby how to kill these things.
Okay.
Do any of them speak common?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They pretty much all do. There's like a couple here and there that like don't get it quite as well, but the Thrycreen that do speak it pretty well relay it.
Cool.
I just
more
want to make
confident.
sure. I just want to make sure that everybody knows how to fight these things.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everyone knows that, hey, if you poke it with your spear, it might actually attack you.
As
So,
you're like explaining that that's what kills them, a couple of them note that they did manage to kill one that was just purely by coincidence, and they weren't 100% confident that that's what did it. So now they know for sure.
Yay!
Yeah.
Awesome.
Saving lives. That's what I do as a necromancer.
You guys have secured down Grimbo. You have taught people how to kill Grimbo.
In case he needs putting down.
Yeah.
In case Grimbo needs to be put down, yes.
Yes, Grimbo is muzzled. He's wearing a bow. He's got a mask.
He's cute.
And is immobile.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah, it sounds like exactly what you want. Doki is now like, she's hanging out with her research team. She's in Thrycreen relaying the story of how she ended up running into all you guys. Lieber's kind of hanging out by the side because he was, part of that like original team, but he doesn't speak Thrycreen, so he's like,
Very, very briefly, Knack would like to introduce himself to the other members of the research team and just explain that he's from the Bell Druid Glades and he's never been anywhere near the homeland of the Thrycreen people. So this is...
They all give you like one big simultaneous, really enthusiastic greeting.
Oh.
Partly because you're a fellow Thrycreen, and because you helped Doki.
Yeah. There's probably like subtle things about Knack that they'd be like, he's not from around here.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely know you're not from around here, but they're like, hey!
Yeah.
And they'll throw up their hands at the same time, and they're all like really enthusiastic.
Aw, that's very cute.
And really loud. And someone in the distance opens their window and is like, shut the fuck up!
Well, fuck that guy.
Oswalt walks up to Doki and just goes,
Hi.
Hello. Can't speak for the rest of the party. Dead tired and hungry, no pun intended. Yeah. So I was wondering if there was a place we could get some food and a place to sleep.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And she points back at the way you guys came.
The anthill is right over there. You can make it out really easily because it's the only building around that's 2 stories tall.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good.
It's not a literal ant.
Art was vaguely concerned it would be a literal ant.
No.
But did not say anything because that would be insensitive.
Yeah, that would be rude.
Jeph very enthusiastically messaged me the other day on Discord.
I was like, dude, I thought of the best Thrycreen tavern name. The Anthill.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Brix takes out her magnifying glass and then slowly puts it back.
The
This doesn't
Archimedes
look like a
death
bar.
ray.
Well,
No, Brix, actually find an anthill and be like, I don't think we can drink
We
here.
can't drink here. We can stay here. It's too small.
No, that one's the anthill.
It wouldn't matter because she can't read
she
it.
can't read.
Yeah.
She's a cat. She can't read.
It works equally well because all the roofs are like dome shapes, so they sort of look like
makes
hills.
And it probably has a little hole because they've got a cooking fire.
No, I love it.
Yep, that's right.
It looks like an ant.
So-
Okay, let's. We're going there.
Yeah, after Doki says that, Oswalt kind of puts his hands together and goes, "You're the best. Thank you. I'm gonna go there now." And he
Okay.
like walks away while waving and keeps
Yeah.
walking and doesn't stop waving.
Knack
Keeps waving as well.
asked, "Did you still want to join us? Maybe."
Oh, yeah, of course, yeah.
Let's go.
That's what we're waiting.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
And
and,
so
and Art will
she, like,
nudge Libra too and be like, "Come on."
The Anthill is a quaint-sized tavern, a modestly sized home, and a pretty large inn.
Ooh.
The building, looking much like the others in the city, is easily noticeable, being that aside from City Hall, it's one of the tallest buildings around at a staggering 2 stories. The property overlooks a small field, which is absolutely packed with crops, mostly consisting of grapevines. So you guys all get to the tavern, and entering, there are very few customers, unsurprising given the hour. Only 3, in fact. One Thrycreen, who is wearing a wide-brimmed hat, sitting at a table alone, surrounded by papers and empty glasses, and 2 people sitting at the bar.
One guy's just doing work at the bar.
He's like a writer. He's got a bunch
Oh
of
my
stuff.
god,
And
he's writing. He's working on a screenplay.
yeah. He's like writing his thesis paper.
Knack sits down.
Knack
with him.
Knack loves this place, and it reminds him of his idea of the meat and bones.
Yeah, what's the interior like?
It's very much like a nautical themed bar. Got a bunch
Cute.
of fishing nets and stuff up along the walls.
Okay.
Behind some of the fishing nets are like paintings of some of the regular patrons that have been there.
A magically
nice.
enchanted fish on a frame that like turns its
Sings.
head and sings.
But yeah, it's a very tightly packed little place. I mean, for Thrycreen, for you guys, it's like okay, you know.
Okay.
As you guys enter, the bartender, wearing a comically large name tag reading keg, slides 2 humans a couple of glasses of wine. The humans tossing some coins haphazardly back in return. Keg gives them a dirty look, which goes unseen by the pair as they begin slamming their drinks.
Well, wait, you said they're humans?
I sure did say that.
Oh, are they those 2
Yeah, I was-
assholes?
Are they recognizable
are.
faces?
Oswald.
I mean, you can't see their faces. They have their backs to you right now.
I assume
Invisible
they're those
cloak.
assholes.
Okay.
It's not literally invisible. It's just plus
Well,
hide.
hold on a second. Can Oswald? It's invisible for Brix.
Bricks.
Because,
Yeah.
can Oswald sees them and he wants to, obviously you can't see their faces, but we saw general idea what they look like, their hair color, what they were wearing, that kind of shit. I would like to see if I can. Do they seem familiar?
Yes.
It's those dudes. It's super those dudes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Bar
They were,
fight.
they were literally on their
Bar
way
fight.
here. We are too tired for a bar brawl.
Yeah, I know, but my skeletons
They've
aren't.
got like
I know
they've
we
got
are,
like
but I
heavy
want
coats on. They're both really unkempt, covered in dirt.
Yeah, they're
All that
wagging,
shit.
Their wagon got fucked up.
Yeah.
Was it them?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
Their shit got all fucked up.
Oh god, and we have half of it. Don't.
Their horses are outside of the tavern right now, like a saloon, like a Wild West saloon kind of thing.
Do you want them to be untied and
And
running?
the horses
No.
have like saddlebags and shit. And
No.
yeah, they had like that's where they were grabbing their shit from and throwing it into the river was out of the horse's saddlebags.
Everybody walks in. We see those 2 humans. Oswald kind of pauses, and you see his eyes kind of
Narrow.
narrow, like as if, hey, this seems familiar. And then you gently hear the leather of his gloves tighten as he makes 2 fists.
2 little Arthur fists.
Yeah, two Arthur fists, and then
So you guys have entered and have been standing there for a second Keg has slid over drinks. He's taken payment. He put that payment away, and then he looks up and sees you guys standing in the doorway.
Yeah.
And he says, "Don't be shy. Come on in."
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Oswalt unclenches. And
Welcome to the anthill.
Oswalt salutes him and quietly sits down at a large table.
The two sitting at the
boys.
bar, they don't react at all. Like, they are fucked up, and they are just getting drunk.
Okay.
Brix sidles up to Oswald and is just like,
Hey, buddy, you want me to rob him blind?
Knack looks at Brix and says,
Let's give them a chance.
I just wish
I
you'd at
feel like
least-
they already got their chance and they kind of screwed that up. Plus, I want to try out my cool new cape.
and she's just like whipping it in front of her face, like pulling it back.
We're the
Oswalt.
Pub Thumpers. We believe in second chances before we start a fight.
Since when?
Pub thumpers, really?
"Who says
That's
that?"
awesome.
Uber's with you guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
You didn't know?
no.
Oh yeah. That's yeah.
Wow. Sweet, dude.
Oh, all right.
After Brix says her thing, Oswald kind of smirks as she plays with the cape and just goes, "Oh, what have I done?" And then he kind of just goes, "We'll leave them be."
No.
And then Oswald sits down at the biggest booth or table, and then kind of just gently, like, so he's got his head down and his hands out.
Okay.
Knack goes up to the bar, puts his arms on the table, and kind of slouches a little bit, and waits to be
Well,
served.
hi there, young man. I would like to order mead for all of my friends.
And I point towards the.
Well, I can do
Aw,
that,
yeah.
but why don't I recommend you a glass of wine? We make some of the finest wine here.
Ooh, I want a wine.
Art is 100% a wine
Do
mom.
you? We
He loves
do.
wine.
Oh,
And I want to lean into the fucking art's gothness and drink red wine.
You mean Oswald?
Oswald's.
Yeah, whatever.
Knack
Oswald.
perks up and he says,
Do we?
and reaches for his notepad and almost writes it down, but then he says,
Do you? Okay, then a glass of wine for my compatriots.
All right.
Okay. I'll get you those wines in just a minute. Why don't you have a seat? I'll bring the glasses to you. Thank you. Okay.
and then he looks over at the humans at the bar, and
Scowls.
gives them a little glare.
Mm-hmm.
Do they notice him?
They're still sort of in the middle of slamming their drinks. They ordered,
Yeah.
like, not a regular glass of wine, a full topped up glass of wine.
Oh,
These
damn.
twos are getting smashed.
Fat.
Don't
cups.
worry. I'm sure they'll notice us on their way out
yeah.
when they're good,
and drunk.
and real drunk and
Wink,
real rowdy.
Wink, wink. Knack doesn't stick around. Then he just walks away.
So you guys are sat at the table. Keg disappears into the back room where there are noticeably a bunch of kegs of wine.
Did his name come before the job, or was he chosen because his name was Keg, or was it just completely incidental? I have so many questions.
He is.
His full name is
he's
Kegel.
the great grandson of the person who founded the anthill.
So it's a
grandfather
last
Keg.
name, actually.
Great
Yeah.
great grandfather Keg.
Yeah, it is. It's a surname, but he goes by his surname.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Keg the 42nd.
Huh.
It's been, wine takes a while. How?
His name is actually
first name-
Yeah,
Dylan.
they do.
Oh
a
fuck! I was just gonna say his first name is actually Nitwit with a Knitt.
Aw.
Nitwit.
Yeah.
Nitwit Keg.
A question.
Yep.
About thrycreen and aging wine. Mm-hmm. How many batches of wine do you think they will see in their
In
lives?
their lives, yeah.
Well,
Like,
they've
wine-
been aging wine for generations and generations
I love
now,
it.
right?
Okay,
So,
yeah.
which is
That's what I was-
like,
So, like,
50
30
years.
years? Yeah.
I love
Oh. That joke.
No, but like
No,
at least a batch of wine needs a year at least.
Yeah,
and then
and-
that's like.
But they
not
take a
that
lot
great.
of care into,
Yeah, and if
doing.
it's like-
they're really good woodworkers as well, so they make all their own
Are there
barrels and
Dry
stuff.
Queen not wine snobs? But they're
Absolutely.
like, really not that great because they only live like
Oh no, these dudes fucking they're all about their wine. They like started many I want to say like 150 years ago making wine, but at the time it wasn't great. Obviously, since they had to drink it like right away.
Well, and I mean the grapes were young. You really need the old vines to get the good.
It's
the
true.
good wine. Yeah.
When the wines
Did
show
you guys
up.
stop making fun of my people dying so fast?
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, my people die fast too.
Art might be a
Brix.
wine snub. He's used
You
to
and
wine
I.
that's been aged for like 700 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
Can Doki have explained all of that to us and that have been an in-character conversation?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
So now we know about Thrycreen
So
wine.
so
Yeah.
Wine
the
cream?
most popular wine in Dakrai that is frequently purchased and shipped out from the country is called Dakrai Maroon, and it is a red wine, and it is a dark color, and that is what you guys are getting. It's very nice. It's got a nice oaky flavor to it.
Nice.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Doki.
Oswalt takes a
Your
big
voice
mouth.
sounds a little different right now.
That's just the
Sorry.
narrator voice to recap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doki went on a long tangent on the history of the anthill, talking about its founder and how it was like an accident that he ended up discovering how to ferment the grapes and everything.
Oh.
And it was wasn't great at first, but figured out that we can make a business out of this. We can make something with this.
Nobody really wanted to try to spend half their lifetime trying to perfect an alcohol beverage, but, way down the line, your kids could be thanking you for it. Because,
Because now they run a very, very profitable inn
yeah.
and tavern.
Well,
And they also live in it.
I'm assuming if you have a short lifespan, you have to think about your descendants pretty directly.
Yeah, because, it's going to be in 10 years that they...
Shut up!
Could you stop making fun of how fast my people?
Matt keeps slamming his fist down on the table. Shut up!
So after the wines show up and Doki explains the history of them,
Yeah.
Oswalt takes a big old mouthful and does the... And
It's delicious.
And his eyes just kind of go wide and just goes...
It's very aromatic.
Yeah, and then the smile...
Notes of cherry,
Yeah.
dark
Yeah.
chocolate.
Knack knows what wine is, but he's never had any. Because I
Oswalt.
think the first alcoholic drink he ever had was with the group.
Yes.
earlier.
It was mead.
Well, same with Oswalt. So
No, I think it was
we
an
just
ale.
learned
Oh, it was an ale. Yeah.
Oswalt likes wine better than beer.
That'll be a glass, everybody.
Yeah, I got it. Knack takes a sip and instantly tenses up and is almost about to spit take, but stops himself and swallows. He's never had red wine before.
It shows.
Yeah.
You
gotta take small little sips, and you gotta kind of let the flavor wash over your tongue a little bit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Knack.
see Oswalt, and he's going
and Knack coughs.
The flavor. Okay.
There's something wrong with this
I
juice.
know it's really an amazing sensation, right?
Oswald's glass of wine is empty.
It's great. Full disclosure, I'm from Bell. I've never had wine before.
Oh my god. We have to change that.
Well, I mean, you just did.
And then,
Are we
no,
doing
she's
a
going
wine
to order
tasting?
some more
Wine tasting.
wines.
Oh,
She's going to order a full round of a whole variety of wines.
Are we gonna
Uh-oh.
get some charcuterie with this?
What do
Yeah,
you mean?
we have to get food.
We have to get a meat and cheese board.
Yeah.
No, you guys haven't ordered food
We
yet.
have to have food that complements the
Yes.
fucking wine.
Yeah, you got to have some smoked meats and some cheeses.
Oh my god!
hell
I
yes.
knew it. I got my
Art's
fucking
bread.
jerky. I knew
No,
my people like
stop.
smoked meat.
No, we're not doing jerky. Art will go
Smoked
for the.
meat, not jerky.
We're going for the complimentary dishes.
Yeah.
I've got the.
There's
food.
going to be some grilled fish as well.
Yeah.
Whoa!
I feel like
they're
Hey,
right on the
listen,
water. They're going to
listen.
have tons of fish.
Listen.
I feel like Art eats fish. I feel like
Knack's got
pescatarian.
Knack's got
Yeah.
all the meals.
What the
I got
fuck, man?
He's
got
trying to
everything?
impress.
Yeah, he's trying to
He's trying to
impress.
flex.
That comes with some shredded vegetables, some smoked salmon, some cubes of cheese on the side, a little bit of like shredded smoked meat.
As the food and the wine is happening and people are kind of just like eating and drinking, Oswalt leans over to Art and just goes, "Hey, quick question.
Uh-oh.
What's the plan if points his chin in the direction of the dudes at the bars? What's the plan if our resident wastes of life get froggy?"
As you guys are like, looking over at them, they're like side-eyeing you right now. They're not doing anything, but they've taken notice of the fact that you guys are like spending mad cash.
Yeah.
They're definitely giving you stink eye, but they're not doing anything yet. But they know you're there.
You hear a ribbit from inside of Honey's saddlebag when you say froggy.
Is Honey even in the tavern?
Yeah. And socks.
Does he? Do they?
Honey is
fit in
hungry
here?
as
This isn't
fuck.
a bar.
Oh, we got it. Okay, what's happening with them? Sorry.
That's
okay,
a knack
so-
problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a knack problem.
All right, so
are they allowed in the bar?
They're not allowed into the bar. Honey is, I want to say he's a little bit more restless.
He's
not-
massive too. He's
Yeah.
like he's like bringing a bear in here, so like he's
should
hanging out in the aisle.
Feed him the 15
Yeah,
fucking
he's
pounds
like-
of centipede.
Okay.
When you guys came in and you guys all sat down, so let's say you guys are in there's 3 booths. You guys are in the middle booth, and he's kind of hanging out in front of the first booth, right next to the wall. So every time Keg walks from behind the bar and comes around the front of it to bring you guys stuff, he kind of like shuffles past Honey a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
he's not really in the way. Getting there, he did push one of the tables out of the way, though. So it's like a little bit closer to the dude who was sitting by himself writing.
Knack requests from the bar a bowl, like an empty bowl, and then he, when he gets it, he puts the centipede meat into the bowl and
Okay.
gives it to Honey, and
The
also
bowl you receive is a beautifully carved wooden bowl.
oh, it's so nice.
Because
It's too bad it's got gross bug meat in it.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
really
look past that.
it's really too bad. It's got all that gross bug meat in it.
it's
Are you
like
gonna? The question is, are you gonna steal it from Honey while he's eating?
Oh, God,
or are you
no, I'm
gonna
not
steal
stupid.
it afterwards?
the
But which
interior
would
of
be
it.
funnier?
The interior of it has all these nice swirly line designs on it, and the exterior of it looks like the petals of a flower.
Knack then
Lots of
produces
love.
handfuls of good berries and feeds them to Socks under the table. Thank you. Very good. Okay, sorry. Anyway, go on.
Also, we should finish the thought of that conversation.
Yes.
So yeah, when Oswalt asks about the guys standing at the bar, Art kind of more subtly than Oswalt, I feel, because Oswalt's probably just like staring at them, kind of looks over and sees that they're looking at us and say, "We act like they're not here until they make the first move."
Yeah. No, I understand that. I'm more concerned about how far do we take it?
Hold on, guys. I got this.
And she hops out of the booth. I want to sneak over to the guys at the tavern. I want to tie the shoelaces together.
Roll and move silently.
All
Oh my
right.
god. We're just doing this.
Roll an ungodly hide.
It's 28.
For
28
move silently?
for hide.
Oh Jesus! What was the D20? What was
I
it?
rolled a 9.
Too powerful.
You've done this. The
I
two of
did.
you specifically.
Sorry.
And I have to roll a move silently as well, right?
Yeah.
Wait, did I? Wait.
I mean, your hide is like so good that I feel like it overtakes it anyway.
And they're
but-
drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That's a 21.
yeah, all right. So by the time you get up there, it's as if you never moved at all to them.
Yeah.
They truly don't notice. They don't even have an inkling of the fact that you moved.
Yeah.
Or were there to begin with.
Yeah. And she goes over there and she ties up their shoelaces in knots.
Mm-hmm.
And then, just for funsies, I don't know, fucks with the bottom of their pants leg too, so they're all like loose and shit.
Does she tie one guy's shoelaces to the other ones?
No, each one of them is
Okay.
separate.
Okay.
They will be individually embarrassed.
Yes.
It's important.
Sick. All right, cool.
And then she just sneaks her way back.
All right, dope.
Do I have to roll for that too?
No, you got so well that I feel like it's just gonna carry on into the next roll anyway. So,
So then she
fine.
comes back to the booth and she's like, art laughs.
I mean,
what are you laughing at over there? Ah?
who said that?
One of the two humans at the bar. Because Art laughed.
No. He will ignore them. He heard it.
That's what I fucking thought. You fucking don't. You don't know. You don't fucking know.
You can hear
At this
Oswalt.
point, they're like mumbling to each other.
Yeah. You can hear Oswald's leather gloves straining again.
Just gonna slide him one of Brix's glasses of wine.
He unclenches one fist to drink the wine. It's fucking great.
There's a little bit of cat hair floating in the top.
He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
It's the one she tried to
probably
drink. Yeah.
one of the most delicious drinks you've ever had in your life.
Oswald prefers red wine.
At this point, it's like encroaching on like 1 a.m.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. You guys got into town at like a little bit before midnight.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Okay.
drink and we eat and
Yeah,
we be merry.
We drink, eat, and be merry, and hope that these guys don't start a bar brawl, but it really feels like they're
Well,
going to.
I'm really sorry, but they're definitely going to.
Are they though?
Well, no.
Yeah.
The reason that they are being apprehensive in the first place is the fact that there's multiple of you. If it was just Oswalt, they would have fucking started this shit already.
Which, God, please just do it.
They're visibly making sure that you see them, turning to give you guys the stink eye. But anything they say at this point is directed at each other. So they're like talking shit to about you guys.
Yeah. So
Audibly,
so
but not facing you when
Yeah.
they do it.
Yeah.
so
They're being
Oswald.
those guys.
Yeah. So Oswald's pretty fixated on them. He's enjoying himself and whatnot.
Just to quickly interrupt,
yeah.
I'll let you get into that in just a second, but you definitely recognize these guys from when you lived in Oakward.
Yeah.
These guys were the sons of one of the merchants in town.
Uh-huh.
Their names are Brett and Cyril Murphy.
Uh-huh. Motherfuckers.
Yeah. And yeah, they were some of the people that their dad was one of the first people to get on your shit for the whole necromancy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And they, despite growing up with you and being your friend
Mm-hmm.
up until that point, jumped on the bandwagon very shortly afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Shitty.
So, so just for posterity's sake, Oswald's having a good time. He's eating. He's talking with everybody. He's drinking the wine. He really likes the wine, but he's being very conscious to not get drunk.
Yeah.
So he's maybe not finishing all the glasses. He's pacing himself very much. He's being really heavy on the food and the bread.
Yeah. You have a basket of free bread, by the way.
And at one point when they turn over to look at them, and they're you can tell that they're trying to make sure that we see that they see they're looking at us.
Specifically, you,
Yeah.
obviously. Like, they're fixated on Oswalt,
Oswald,
understandably.
yeah, and Oswald never turns away from their gaze. So at one point they turn over and look at them, and Oswald makes a little kissy motion. He goes like,
Oh, boy. The one closest to you slams his hands down on the counter. He was holding his wine glass at the time.
yeah.
But he kind of like throws it across the counter. So not only is there wine everywhere, the glass shatters on the other side of the counter, and he gets up to stand up and walk towards you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knack immediately slams both his hands down on the table and stands up as tall as he can and turns around and flips his cape a little bit, exposing his giant metal arm, and stands in the aisle of the tables
So
leading to our booth.
hold on. Before anything else happens, so he throws the glass, stands up, turns around, right?
And Knack stands up and all that.
And
yeah.
Knack stands up and whatnot. Oswald's very calm, sitting at the table. And what's this one's name specifically?
This is Brett.
Oswald smiles and goes, "Geez, Brett, breaking other people's property. Why, that's a symbol of a bad person, Brett. Like that's low quality of character right there. You shouldn't break other people's property, Brett. In some places, that's a crime, Brett."
As if you have any right to talk. And he like goes to reach for a dagger on his hip, and take a step forward. His shoelaces being tied together, however, he, with his hand on his dagger hilt, falls in a like perfectly maintained position directly onto his face.
Nice.
So I will say, Art hasn't necessarily been watching how much he's been drinking,
Okay.
and absolutely just laughs, just as because he's waiting for it to happen the whole time, and then once his face hits the ground, he's just like,
As soon as
just starts laughing.
all out drunk
Yeah,
Art
just like-
laugh.
oh my, like, yeah, oh,
as
a little
soon
too
as
loud.
Brett hits the ground
Brix
and
is
Art starts
surprised.
laughing.
Yeah. Knack looks back in surprise for a split second,
because
like
he knows we hate these guys. I don't feel bad about this. Like, this isn't some random person.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Knack vibrates.
Like
Intimidate
cicada?
check.
All right.
Yeah. Knack makes a noise you've never heard before. That sounds like a cicada screeching.
Art is intimidated.
Whoa!
Oh, that's a good roll.
Knack gets
Oh,
an 18 for vibrate.
All right. Okay. So
So it's like a war cry.
Brett hits the ground. Art laughs. Knack vibrates. Cyril gets up to like help up Brett and leave. But as soon as he gets up and takes a step towards Brett, he falls immediately. And his face lands directly on Brett's ass. And the two of them are flustered. They're making just noises as they're like struggling to figure out what the fuck just happened because they're both drunk as shit.
Yeah.
And they're mad. They don't know what's happening right now.
Well, Oswalt points at Keg and goes, Hey, buddy, I apologize for the riffraff. Let me cover that glass for you. I don't. You that's not fair for you.
And also a bowl they stole.
They stole a bowl, Keg.
Can you roll a sleight of hand for the bowl?
Also, can you roll a
Wait, what the
fucking,
fuck?
like, lie check?
Are
A
you
bluff?
Wait, which
yeah,
bowl?
yeah,
Yeah,
a
a
sleight of
bluff.
hand and a bluff, please.
Wait, which bowl?
Just gonna take that one, the honey.
Okay, hold on.
Yep.
Does it still have food in it? How about we roll for it? 50-50.
27.
Okay, what about your bluff?
27. And
So it just-
bluff?
Is she bluffing honey?
No, she's bluffing.
Bluffing keg.
But
Keg-
why, but you gotta bluff honey to steal that shit out from under his nose.
No, that's
It's a
sleight of
12
hand.
for bluff.
A 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're
so-
already causing trouble.
Yes, they're already causing trouble, so he's distracted. So that's already a penalty on his side. But he knows you're lying, but he doesn't know where the bowl is. He has no idea. So he's like, I'll get to you in a second. Thank you for covering the glass.
I just want to make it perfectly clear. Oswalt is calm as a cucumber and has not stood up at all. If anything, he's sitting more comfortably in his chair now.
Cool. Honey is currently eating food off of the floor.
Where the bowl once was?
Yes. He's a little bit like perturbed about it because he's like,
It
what
just-
happened?
It literally vanished.
Yeah, he may as well have.
Can Brix kick some of the food over to those assholes?
Yeah.
Some of the bug meat.
Okay. Sure.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
I
Kick
gotta
some-
roll for
Roll
this.
to kick.
You're just making a mess.
Roll the...
Roll a d20 plus your dex
Oh, good.
for aiming it.
This is like a level in Hitman where you can kill somebody without killing them, quote unquote.
That's a 23.
Oh my Jesus.
I rolled
So-
an 18.
So, the biggest chunk of meat that is still left on the plate, as Honey is about to chomp down onto it and finish his meal, you boot it out from under him. It slides and stops perfectly in between Brett and Cyril.
Nice.
Honey bites down onto nothing. Visibly is upset by this. His new eyebrows furrow.
His big bushy eyebrows.
He looks around and sniffs to
Classic.
the air, and he glares at Brett and Cyril, who are now in the process of untying their shoes, and he starts lumbering towards them to get to his meat. They're very, very afraid because they have not noticed this piece of meat between them. They think instead that this bear-sized badger is coming to eat them.
No, hold on. Just like out of game for a second, that's fucking diabolical in a way I really like
Yeah.
as
So-
a person.
Don't fuck with my friends.
I was originally just gonna make Honey intimidate them, but this is better.
So Brett is like now on one knee, frantically trying to tie his shoe, failing because now he's panicking. He's like, oh. And
still just
and
chuckling.
Cyril is tripping over untying the knot that Brix made initially. So
she fucked that
he's
shit
got
right up.
he's failing completely. He's still like essentially hogtied. Eventually deciding to just completely remove his shoes, and he runs out of the front door. Brett has not caught on yet, completely fixated on Honey, who is now jumping forward a little bit, knocking Brett over, and is eating the meat right next to Brett, who is so scared and drunk that he thinks that Honey is eating him. And he's screaming, "Stop! Stop!"
How much does he piss himself?
How much piss?
Roll for piss.
How much piss?
All.
Did you just crit piss?
Yes.
Did you seriously roll a 20?
No, I rolled like 8.
Nice.
So his constitution was very bad. He,
8 pints of piss.
That's a lot of piss.
his pants were once a like light brown. They are now like almost
They're
black.
now neon yellow.
Jesus.
They're
Neon-
soaked with piss.
This is nonsense. Like what?
Honey finishes eating, and steps away.
Honey,
Brett
Knack,
is
Knack,
still screaming.
Knack points at the shoes on the ground, and points and looks at Honey. Does he eat them?
Honey looks at you
Does he eat the shoes?
weirdly, and he walks back over and he
No.
grabs them, and then he brings them to you.
Thanks, man. I put them in my inventory,
Trophies.
All right.
and I give him.
You got some nicely crafted leather shoes.
That don't fit on your bug feet.
that
No.
I cannot wear.
Oswalt gets up calmly and walks over to Brett, unties his shoes, and helps him up carefully so that he doesn't get piss on him. And then just very gently kind of like pats him on the face. Goes, "It was good seeing you again. Tell your dad I remember everything." And then slowly brings him to the door and then gently pushes him out. But not trying to get him to eat shit, but just like, get the fuck out of here.
Don't think I won't remember this, Higgins. And he runs out.
Uh-huh.
Higgins.
Oswald just laughs and he kind of goes, "Yeah." You can see why I changed it to Gravefinger.
No
Still,
offense.
no, not quite sure why you picked that one, but
Because it's spooky.
sure.
I don't-
Sure it is.
I
Libra
mean,
still
I'm not
sitting
trying to
at the
lean
booth.
into
is
it or
like,
anything, but that's a really dumb name.
Still better than Higgins.
Yeah.
No, I mean Higgins.
Oh, yeah.
Also, you're welcome.
Yes, thank you, Brix.
Libra still at the fucking booth is like, neither of them are great.
Oswald just kind of laughs to himself and drinks a thing of wine.
Hey everybody, welcome to the end of another episode of the Killustrators. Thank you very much for listening. Music provided by Kevin McLeod of Incompetech.com. We'll have a brand new episode for you up on Spotify and Libsyn and iTunes and YouTube in 2 weeks' time. Check us out at Killustrators on Twitter if you want to see what we're up to on social media, and you can find all the cast members through there as well. If you are looking for a nice place to hang out on the internet while everything out here is pretty harsh, may I recommend our Discord. It is a lovely place full of lovely people. Thank you very much for reviewing the show if you think we're worth it, and thank you for sharing us with your friends if you think they'll like it. I don't know. I don't have much to say at the end of this one, guys. I hope everybody's staying safe. Hoping everybody's taking care of themselves and each other as much as we can. We need each other more now than ever, I think. So I think I'll just keep it pretty simple and say thanks again for listening. Got a little blooper for you at the end of this where we just started riffing about what it would be like if Oswalt went evil. It's short, but I think it's funny, and I hope you like it. Hope it makes you smile. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see you in 2 weeks. Okay? Bye.
Kind of magic. That's it. Oh, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Kind.
The kind
No,
that makes
no.
the kind that makes
Evil
undead.
magic.
Nice.
Dark magic from the depths of hell. From the depths of hell, the magic is born.
Cool.
Can't cast
Teach me more.
it. You have to eat babies.
No.
No, can't, not gonna do that.
If you don't eat babies, you have no fuel for the job.
If
magic.
you don't eat babies, then you have no business here.
You call yourself an evil magician.
No.
You don't call yourself an evil magician.
I do now.
What? Since when?
This is his turn. I talk like this now.
Is this what Oswald sounds like now?
Oswald's been going for the long con. This has been him the whole time.
Play that card in the final boss fight. Like right in the middle of the final boss fight.
Just be like, actually, I'm bad now, and I've always been bad. If you listen back, there were little hints every now and then.
Every time I stuttered, it was me thinking bad thoughts.
It's a lot. It's a lot of bad thoughts.
There's nothing but bad thoughts.
Go back over the early episodes. I planted the seeds long ago.
Is that right?
Man, I came back into some weird shit.
Every time Oswalt was quiet, he was eating babies.
His rations were actually just babies.
Yeah, baby jerky.
Stop, Jeph! What? Stop! Stop! Nice pants.